Earth is weirder than you think. Space perspective. Take a moment and imagine this. You are no longer standing on the ground. You are floating silently in space, slowly drifting away from Earth. The noise of cities fades, the chaos disappears, and for the first time you see our planet as it truly is. A small blue sphere hanging in absolute darkness. No borders, no countries, no noise. Just a fragile world glowing quietly in the void. And suddenly something feels strange. Because from out here, Earth doesn't look normal at all. In fact, the more you look at it, the weirder it becomes. Let's start with something simple. The sky. Right now, if you look up, you see a bright blue sky. It feels natural, familiar, almost permanent. But from space, there is no blue sky. There is only darkness. That blue color you see every day is just sunlight scattering through a thin layer of gas surrounding the planet. A fragile shell of atmosphere only about 100 kilometers thick. To put that into perspective, if Earth were the size of an apple, the atmosphere would be thinner than its skin. Everything you've ever known, every breath you've taken, exists within that incredibly thin layer. Now think about that. All life depends on something thinner than the peel of an apple. Strange, isn't it? And it gets even stranger. From space, you realize something else. Earth is not solid. Not really. About 71% of the planet is covered in water. Massive, moving oceans that constantly shift, crash, and reshape the surface. But here's the weird part. That water isn't stable. It moves because of the moon. Yes, the moon, floating quietly in space, is pulling entire oceans back and forth every single day. Tides rise and fall, coastlines shift, and billions of tons of water move, all because of an invisible gravitational connection between two objects in space. You don't feel it, but it's happening right now. Ask yourself this. When was the last time you thought about the moon controlling the oceans? Exactly. Now let's go deeper. From space, Earth looks calm, peaceful, almost perfect. But that's an illusion. Beneath the surface, the planet is constantly moving. The ground you stand on is not fixed, it's floating. Earth's crust is broken into massive plates, slowly drifting on molten rock. Continents are moving, colliding, and reshaping the planet over millions of years. Mountains rise, oceans open, earthquakes shake entire regions. The world beneath your feet is alive. You just don't notice it because it moves too slowly for you to see. Now imagine speeding that process up. Continents shifting like puzzle pieces, oceans forming and disappearing, entire landscapes changing in front of your eyes. Suddenly, Earth doesn't feel stable anymore. It feels dynamic, unpredictable, and then there's something even more unbelievable. The magnetic field. Earth is surrounded by an invisible shield that protects us from deadly radiation coming from space. Without it, life as we know it wouldn't exist. But this shield is not fixed. It moves, it fluctuates, and sometimes it flips completely. Yes, Earth's magnetic poles have reversed many times in the past. North becomes south, south becomes north, and scientists believe it will happen again. Now think about that. The invisible force that protects all life on Earth can just switch. No warning, no announcement. Just a slow, massive shift in the planet's internal dynamics. Still think Earth is stable? Now let's talk about speed. Right now, as you sit there watching this, you're moving, not walking, not running, moving through space. Earth rotates at about 1,600 kilometers per hour at the equator. At the same time, it orbits the Sun at around 107,000 kilometers per hour. And that's not all. Our entire solar system is moving through the galaxy at hundreds of thousands of kilometers per hour, which means right now you are traveling through space at incredible speed and you don't feel a thing. No wind, no motion, no vibration, just stillness. Isn't that strange? Now zoom out even further. From a distance, Earth is just a tiny dot, a pale blue point suspended in darkness. Everything you've ever known exists on that dot. Every person, every city, every story, every memory, all of it on a floating rock in space. And yet, from here, something becomes very clear. Earth is incredibly rare. As far as we know, it's the only place where life exists. The only place with liquid water on the surface. The only place where complex ecosystems have developed. Which makes one thing obvious. This planet is not just weird, it's extraordinary. But here's the twist. Its weirdness is exactly what makes it perfect for life. The thin atmosphere protects and sustains us. The moon stabilizes the planet's rotation and controls the oceans. The magnetic field shields us from radiation. The movement of tectonic plates recycles nutrients and shapes the environment. Everything that seems strange is actually essential. Now let me ask you something. If you could step outside Earth for just 1 minute and see it from space, how would you feel? Would you feel small, or would you feel connected to something much bigger? Because that's what this perspective does. It changes how you see everything. Problems feel smaller, time feels shorter, and life feels more fragile. We spend so much